Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone. My name is Kathy. It is Saturday, the 15th of February here in the United States. It is a long holiday weekend for many. Monday is the President's Day holiday. A lot of courts, state and federal, are closed. So therefore, we're not going to be possibly receiving anything further regarding Idaho versus Kohberger in the Idaho case file. However, during this downtime, so to speak, this might be a great opportunity for you to take a little bit of time, devote a little bit of research to this entire second criminal case file that's sitting out there on the internet. You know, we spend a lot of time addressing the case summary page maintained by the clerk of court in Ada County in the Idaho cases of judicial interest, where all of the at least public documents in Idaho versus Kohberger are available for you to peruse on the internet. But there's this, as I've said, other case file that was not very long. It only is about a week long in its entirety, but so many important things happen that is so relevant to this case. This is where Mr. Kohberger was arrested, was in Monroe County, Pennsylvania, in the early morning hours of December 30th, 2022. And before that could happen, and all of the things that occurred in Pennsylvania, there needed to be a Pennsylvania Affidavit of Probable Cause. And there were two Pennsylvania state troopers who were working rather closely with the authorities in Idaho to secure Mr. Kohberger's arrest, and evidence that the authorities back in Idaho believed Mr. Kohberger might have on his person in his parents' home, where he was at the time over the December-January holidays from Washington State University, where he had just completed his first semester as a graduate student, PhD candidate, studying criminology and also working as a teaching assistant. So, like many students, they go home to the parents' home, the family home, for the holidays, and this is where Mr. Kohberger was arrested, in Pennsylvania. There needed to be a Pennsylvania-based affidavit of probable cause, and you can read these Pennsylvania documents by following the link to Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus Kohberger and read these fascinating items for yourself. In the Pennsylvania Affidavit of Probable Cause, which has as an exhibit to it, Exhibit A, the affidavit of Brett Payne from the Moscow Police Department. It looks a little bit like the PCA in the Idaho records that you've seen at the very, very top of the public records. It's dated the 29th of December 2022, but there's a lot more information. It's almost as if he is speaking to the authorities in Pennsylvania as to what he wants the Pennsylvania authorities to seize and the manner in which he would like this to occur. So definitely, it's a must-read if you're interested in the case. This again is the PCA, the Pennsylvania PCA, signed by two state troopers out there, Knoll and Leary. Pennsylvania State Trooper Leary is the law enforcement official who actually physically put Mr. Kohberger under arrest in his parents' home in the early morning hours of the 30th of December 2022. There are a lot of other items in here. You can read the warrants that were signed in Pennsylvania to do such things as to, for example, seize Mr. Kohberger's car, which is described by Detective Payne in the Idaho Affidavit of Probable Cause, and also in the exhibit to the Pennsylvania Affidavit of Probable Cause, where Detective Payne describes Mr. Kohberger's car as The vehicle he believes is the infamous suspect vehicle 1 that was seen in the vicinity, according to authorities, of 1122 King Road at the time of the crimes, just before and just after. The warrant to search and to seize Mr. Kohberger's car was sought in Pennsylvania, and the inventory telling you what was taken from Mr. Kohberger's car is also in these documents in Pennsylvania. So it's a really good read, as I've said, if you're interested in the case. These items came up once again in the very recent motions to suppress evidence, because what the defense is seeking to do is to suppress some of the things, like the suppression of evidence taken from Mr. Kohberger's car, taken from his parents' home, taken off of his person. Follow this link. You can read these documents for yourself, and if you have any questions, any comments, please leave them here. And finally, if you like our content, please do subscribe to the channel. It helps us out tremendously. Until next time, this is Kathy. Thank you as always for joining us here today.